So how was everybody's Easter? I hope it was great. Whether you celebrated or not, I hope you had a relaxing weekend. I am going to start reading The Garden Spell by Sarah Addison Allen, and it is the library book of the week. So here's the synopsis.
I have found in the shade on the ground, far from all worries and troubling sound. When I go there,
in a garden surrounded by a tall fence, tucked away behind a small, quiet house in the smallest of towns, is an apple tree that is rumored to bear a very special sort of fruit. In this luminous debut novel, Sarah Addison Allen tells us the story of that enchanted tree and the extraordinary people who tend it. The Garden Spell. There's one thing I have to say is I love my local library. Like, it is the fanciest, prettiest building that I've ever seen a library in. Like, I'm sure there's fancier ones, but just what I've seen in real life. And they have so many events and fun things, and even for adults. They're having a 100-book challenge this time for their centennial celebration, and it's for adults. So if I read 100 books, I get to take it to the front desk and see what prize I get. So I will keep you updated, as I have not read 100 books yet, but that's my goal, is 104 for this year, so I'm sure I can do it. I know I can, and I wonder what the prize is. Like, sometimes they give away big things like stays at hotels, or like massages or spas, or like fancy dinners. I wonder what. Had some dinner and reached page, I've been reading The Garden Spells, and reached page 83, and it's The Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. So not too bad. And I have just finished Perfectly Arranged by Liana George, so I'll be moving to Perfectly Placed, I believe is the next one. So we'll be reading that one on the Kindle. So right now we have The Garden Spells, and Perfectly Placed. So I read for an hour and 45 minutes, but I was getting very tired. So we're at 63% of Garden Spells. And so far it's very much mirroring, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Practical Magic. It gives me those kind of vibes. So we're gonna head home, finish the last half hour reading and get snuggly, and probably call it a night.
We're going to join in on that, Becca in the Books on YouTube. I'm going to jump in and do my sprints along with her this evening until I finish the last 100 pages of Garden Spells.
I'm out of creamer for my coffee, so I'll have to be a fancy person and go get my coffee today. Maybe a banana bread too, maybe. Feeling pretty fancy on a Tuesday. I have to say, I have a favorite. Tyler is my favorite character. My favorite character in this book. Like, the man knows what he wants and he gets it. Listen, she could only stare dumbfounded as Tyler entered ominously closed the door behind him. She grabbed the lapels of her robe, which was ridiculous considering what she'd just gone over to his house to do. Why did you change out of that dress? I love that dress. But I like the robe too. His eyes slid down her body. Why did you come to see me tonight, Claire? Please forget it. He shook his head. I'm through forgetting. I remember everything about you. I can't help it. They stared at each other, take one man and one foolish woman and put them in a bowl. This wasn't going to work. You're thinking too much again, Tyler said. So this is your bedroom. I've wondered which one was yours. Tyler, listen to me, she said. If you eat an apple from the tree, you'll see the biggest event in your life. I know it sounds impossible, but David probably did see how he was going to die. Oh, come on, Tyler said. I ate one of those apples and didn't go off screaming in the night. You ate an apple? Claire asked again. The night we met, when I found all those apples on my side of the fence. What did you see? She demanded. All I saw was you, he said, which made Claire's features go soft, and she looked up at him. What? He didn't get to say anything else because Claire had decided to kiss him. It's bright today. So I have 50 pages of The Garden Spell left because I fell asleep last night and didn't finish. So I'm going to finish The Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. And the last bit took me 40 minutes and 51 seconds. I don't know why that was so confusing for me. This was a library book. Honestly, I'm going to give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It definitely was suspenseful. I liked the magic of the tree.
I like that the tree was kind of alive like a whomping willow. I like that the apples let people see the future, but sometimes it's not always like a good thing. I think it's adorable that both the sisters found somebody to love them. And I wish that there was a second book, because the way it ends, I'm just like, I want to know what that life looks like when everything turns out the way it was supposed to. So I'm going to give it a 4 stars. I did enjoy it. It very much mirrored practical magic, I would think, very much along those lines. So I did enjoy it very much. And the only thing is that I didn't give it 5 stars is because I thought that it could really have used, it could have been bigger, like honestly. I think that a lot of it was, especially at the end, there was so much information in the last 50 pages, like it was just a big wrap up. But I feel like it really could have been, especially the altercation with Bae's dad. I feel like that was scary the way it was, but I feel like it definitely could have, I mean, he gets what he gets, but it was a little unrealistic the way it played out. But I mean, I'm all for a happy ending. So I just thought that maybe there could have been some more. I wanted more. I wanted more. There was 3 or 4 different life stories going on, and I wanted a little bit more. And honestly, there is that lady that ended up marrying what's his name, Hunter John's wife. His mother-in-law is a little bit off her rocker. Like, apparently the family got some apples and made something out of it, and they were all eating it like regularly. Well, what the tree does is it either lets you see some of the biggest events in your life, and so like the women in that family are just very much set on like being seductive, like, and the way that she encourages her daughter and puts so much value on her ability to seduce her husband Hunter John is just, it's a little bit sickening to me. I'm just like, ugh, like, don't you think your daughter has something else to offer her husband besides just that? And is that not the only thing that she has to hold on to her husband too? I mean, you know, and Hunter John ends up being a very sweet man, and his wife, you know, by all means, like, she's insecure because obviously she's going through some family trauma because her mom has some issues. Like, but yes, so there was a lot going on. I did really like it. I did kind of wish that there was a little bit more alchemy in it, a little bit more of the tree, a little bit more of the garden. But overall, I give it 4 stars. It was very enjoyable.
Reading Immortal Cells, and then tomorrow I'm going to be filming a funny blog, because Immortal Cells is a very dark book and it's kind of bringing me down. Like, it's a good story, but it's bringing me down. So I thought it would be kind of fun if I tried to make like a face of makeup out of things that you find at commissary when you're in jail, so, or prison, whatever they call it. So I went to the dollar store and got a variety of things that are not makeup that I think I could turn into makeup. So there'll be a little humor just to lighten the blog up. It's getting to be a bit dark and heavy, so just lighten it up a bit. Just a few giggles before we get back to the torture. Just a little bit.
Evening, cool kids. So it is Thursday evening, and I was just realizing the date. We have about a week. Next week will be our last week of this month. So I would like to finish up all the books that I started reading this month. So far I have Garden Spells, Immortal Cells, and All the Lights of the Sun. Those are books that I've begun and not completed, so I will be completing those 3 before the end of the month. And then if I do finish those, then I'll be adding on Alive Undead, and I also will be reading the second book of the Hopeful Heart series by Leona George. Very different genres, but like I said, I kind of, right now, I'm just exploring what I like to read, so I am reading a little bit of everything. I know a lot of book bloggers or book reviewers are like, oh, I only read like historical fiction or only romance. Like, I kind of read everything. So I'm going to probably have a favorite here within a year or two, but just right now, this is my exploration time. So anything you've got. We have a really funny one for next month. It's called The Puppet Scorned. I have no idea, but somebody asked me if I would read his book, and I was like, I'd love to. It sounds hilarious, and I've never heard it, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. Did you ever make sock puppets when you were a kid, like with felt and like socks? And no, but we should do that. So, oh, and I just got all the stuff. Hello guys, it is Saturday, And I just posted a little slideshow showing all of the books that I'm hoping to finish by the end of this month. I want to start next month out with a fresh start and brand new books. So I'm actually watching Olivia Reads a Latte on YouTube, and I'm going to see how much of whichever book strikes my fancy I can read. So I have Immortal Cells going on right now by Troll Puxty. I have The Buddha in the Attic. I have The Kraken Sacrifice, The Starless Sea, Sun, and there was another one about dragons that I just started that I'll go ahead and post here because I just started it last night, but it's very good. It's very good. So, yeah, it's been a good week for reading.
There's a place I have found in the shade on the ground, far from all worries and troubling sound. When I go there to be by myself, only need.
So I'm actually watching Olivia Reads a Latte on YouTube, and I'm going to see how much of whichever book strikes my fancy.
There's a sun in the sky, there's a cloud drifting by.
I got a surprise gift from my husband. He got me The Kraken Sacrifice by Katie Robert and The Thornbirds, the whole movie. So we're gonna watch this because he's never seen it before. Cardinal de Bricassat.
Drifting by. All kinds of birds make you wish you could fly, and in the distance.
Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, please don't forget to hit the like, follow, and subscribe button. If you'd like to share this video with somebody else who loves books, please do so as well. And we will be seeing you. I will be seeing you. We will be meeting up every Monday now. And if we're lucky, there'll be a few bonus blogs. There is still more to come as I learn the ropes. But thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to sharing more reading adventures with you next week.